Yeah, Bob, this is the fourth straight time these two teams have met in this position, and the Warriors have dominated, winning the previous three matchups by 20 or more points. Now, last year, Del Val made it all the way to the District 2 5A championship, but lost to Abington Heights. They'd won 8 straight District 2 titles between 6A and 5A leading up to that. As for the other side, the Patriots haven't won a district title since 2002, and after that loss last week to Wyoming area, could that be a reality check that they need, or could that spell the beginning of the end for the Patriots? Yes, it is, Bob, a rivalry over a half a century long, but it's been in favor of the Lions, an overall record of 48-17-1, including of late a 10-game win streak over the Chargers. The last time the Chargers won back in 2013 when they went 9-2 and were battling for a District 2 Class AA championship. And, Bob, important to note, the first time a game has been televised here in the Pioneer City, it's homecoming, a great night here in Carbondale. Oh, Bobby, couldn't be more right. This team the last couple of years, a couple of tough seasons. To think they're one game away from the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I title would seem far-fetched as with any of those seasons. But enter Paul Russick, a wealth of knowledge from his coaching at Susquehanna to a couple stops at Dickinson College. Most recently, Honesdale. He has this team one win away from the Division I title. Let's see if they can get it done tonight. Yeah, Bob, you mentioned a legendary coach. No name more synonymous with Berwick football than the late, great George Curry. 455 wins, 6 state titles, countless undefeated seasons, district titles, you name it, he's done it. His grandson, CJ, has led this Bulldogs team to an 8-0 start and looking for more starting tonight against the Seals, but he definitely wants some more come playoff time. The last time this Bulldog team won the District 2 3A title, CJ was the quarterback back in 2013, so in a different role, but the same task at hand. Yes, they have, Bob, with their win over Delaware Valley last week, winning their first Lackawanna Football Conference Division I title since 2009. They're looking to win their first district title next week for the first time since 2016. But they have the chance to be the third ever unbeaten team in North Pocono history. And also as well, this rivalry against Scranton Prep has not been in their favor. They haven't beaten them since back in 2010. They're on an 11-game losing streak, so we'll see if they can stay unbeaten and snap the losing streak to the Cavaliers. Yeah, Bob, talk about history. The last time these two teams faced was a decade ago in the same scenario, District 2 3A championship. Now, the Cavaliers would win that game 37-7 and would send the two programs on two different trajectories. Starting with the Cavaliers, current head coach Terry Gallagher would come in 2016 and they'd win 7 of the next 9 District 2 titles, including the last 4. As for Berwick, that would mark the end of his time at Berwick with the Bulldogs, the legendary George Curry. After that, they would make 2 more district championship games, but wouldn't win any. Enter his grandson, CJ Curry, who has this Bulldogs team 11-0 and looking for retribution after that 2015 loss. Yeah, Bob, talk to Coach Saxon coming out of the locker room, just asking him what the speech was at halftime. He said they weren't playing their style, and the main thing they want to focus on is cutting down on the penalties. Now, as for the second half and making a comeback, he said they just have to take it one play at a time. Obviously, a lot of stress being down 21-0 and not starting the half with the ball, but he has faith in his team to make this a close game for the rest of the way.
Thanks, Bob. Coach Brennan, having a ton of confidence, finally got on the board with the late second quarter touchdown. Said it was a must-have, had to answer there. And he said he's not worried for the second half. He thinks his team's better conditioned, and it's going to be a test of wills. Now, what he talked about in the locker room said, we're right there. It's time for the defense to step up a little bit. Obviously, a ton of talent on the Shamokin side, but he has a ton of faith on his defense to make stops. And obviously, the offense started getting going late in the second quarter, so we'll see what happens in this second half. Guys?
3 main themes coming out of the locker room. The first one, how important this first drive of the second half is. He's got to drive downfield and put some points on the board, but he's been happy with the effort his offense has put up. In regards to slowing down Isaac Ryan, he gave him props, saying he was the best running back in the area. and he has faith in stopping him by his offense going out there and keeping him on the sidelines, keeping him on defense rather than putting the ball in his hands. And as for the self-inflicted wounds, it just has to stop. The penalties, the fumble on the goal line, he knows those are costly mistakes, and he mentioned he and this team cannot do this against Lackawanna Trail, so we'll see if they can limit those self-inflicted wounds in the second half. Bob, he mentioned that he has a ton of faith in slowing down this Piston offense. He said they've seen what they're going to throw at them, has a lot of faith that they can come out here on this first drive and do what they did in the last drive of that first half, and that is shut them down. As for the offensive side, they just need to finish a drive. They stalled out a couple times, the late INT in that first half, and 4 turnovers being a big theme. They had the fumble earlier and the interception, just looking to bounce back and find a way to spin the turnover battle into their favor. There's been a couple of chippy penalties from both sides. How do you make sure you keep your boys composed for the second half? Make sure you don't lose extra yardage on foolish penalties. Yeah, Bob, here with Adam Burdett, the director of this band. You guys weren't able to perform on the field tonight with the conditions, but you're here, you're loud, you're proud, but you got a big day tomorrow. What do you guys got going on? Yeah, Bob, back with my boys, Brady and Connor, who were with a few weeks ago. Guys, it's Halloween. You could be at parties, out trick-or-treating, but you're here with your Patriots. How much do you love this team?
Now, Zakeem, for you, after last season, district champions, coming out here and an emphatic win, 34-14, 20-point victory. How does this set you guys up for your title defense?
Well, you guys picked up the big win. The last time you guys beat Dunmore was back in 2022. That's when you guys made it to the state playoff. Could this be foreshadowing for the rest of the year? Coach, Andrew Lipinski goes down early in the game. How did you make the adjustments in the first half?
Welcome back. We're here with Fred Santorelli of Santorelli & Sons Oil, celebrating their 50th anniversary coming up. Now, we have a picture of your father here. He started the business back in 1975. Do you think that's something he envisioned from when he started to celebrating 50 years now?
Alongside me, J.J. Rogers, coming up with a big pick. You had a couple deflections earlier, but finally able to get one. How did that feel? Welcome back from Towanda. 0 is on the board as the second quarter about to start. Here with the North honorary captain and Towanda alumni, Adam Harris. How does it feel to be back in your old stomping grounds?
Welcome back. The North side ahead 7-0 because of this man right here, Elijah Jordan, putting that ball in the bucket. Now, I find it interesting. Before this year really weren't a quarterback. What made you switch positions? All season long, NEPA Builders has been taking applicants for a giveaway, and now it's time to unveil the winner of this giveaway. Alongside me, I have Toby Grisenda from NEPA Builders. First off, Toby, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm great, and someone's night's about to get even better. Now, first question I have for you, why is it important for you guys to do a giveaway like this? I heard a story that you had gotten hired from 2 jobs within an hour of each other, and you let fate decide of a coin. Is that story true? And what made you come to that decision using a coin to decide your fate?
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. The Shamokin Indians up 7-0 as the second quarter begins. And for those who don't know about Pottsville, the 2 things they're most notable for, beer and football. And for the latter, they're celebrating the 100th anniversary of one of the most infamous cases in NFL history. Alongside me, we have Mr. Maroon, Greg Yetko, dressed up in the old school gear. So for those who don't know, who are the Maroons?